There is so much to unpack in today's gospel, so much happening. Yet I suggest that it all has to do with faith. Up to this point in the gospel that we have named Mark, Jesus has healed people with words or touch, commanded unclean spirits, and controlled the weather. Now, the energy that radiates from him heals a woman without his even willing it. And he brings a young woman back from death. He extends the power of holiness to regenerate life wherever he goes. Just a curious little aside, the woman was reported to have been suffering for 12 years, and the young girl was 12 years old, just at the cusp of betrothal. What great faith the woman with the hemorrhage had, believing that she merely needed to touch Jesus' cloak to be cured. She immediately feels that she has been cured, and Jesus immediately feels it too. Perhaps at first a bit annoyed, Jesus hears her story and praises her faith, and then takes it one step further. Touching Jesus' cloak stops the bleeding. It cures her ailment, but a more holistic healing comes when Jesus hears her story and publicly commends her faith, even calling her daughter. She enters the scene alone in secrecy. She departs, having been dignified and praised by Jesus, all while her neighbors are witnesses. This highlights a small but very significant difference between curing and healing. More than 30 years ago, I was very involved in the charismatic movement and completed the Life in the Spirit seminar, which culminated in a baptism of the Spirit and a resting in the Spirit. We were encouraged during the weeks of the seminar to reflect upon what gift we might ask for at this culminating moment. I hoped for the gift of healing and imagined myself being able to ease people's pain. During my period of resting in the Spirit, I did receive a message that I would be granted the gift for which I had prayed. Well, needless to say, I've not been going around for 30 years putting doctors out of business with my curing powers. But I have come to realize that I was given the gift of healing. Although I might not be able to cure my hospice patient's illness, I can heal her loneliness by visiting her. I can heal her need for human touch by holding her hand and offering a warm hug. I definitely cannot bring back my neighbor's deceased son, but I can help to heal her heart a bit with my compassionate concern and gentle listening to her pain. There are certainly many documented cases of cures of people with major illnesses. And I'd suggest that there are many, many more instances and incidences of the healing that comes when people bring God's tender care to those who are in pain. Then there's Jairus. Such a curious situation. The synagogue official. I find it curious that one of the officials, those who were so against Jesus and trying to trap him, falls at Jesus' feet and pleads for help. It reminds me of a saying that my dear Jim used to say often: there are no atheists in foxholes. Or we could put it another way: when the tough gets going, the tough get Jesus. In any event, Jairus is desperate to save his daughter. Jesus tells him not to be afraid, just have faith. There is nothing theological about the faith of the woman or Jairus. They don't refer to Jesus as Messiah, Lord, or Son of David. They simply come because they believe that Jesus can help them. And he does. Talitha cum. Little girl, I say to you, arise. As people of faith, we believe that Jesus' message was not just for people 2,000 years ago, but that it is still relevant today. Can we take the next step of faith and believe that his words are meant for each and every one of us personally? Talitha cum, I say to you, arise. Through the many deaths and downfalls that come to us through life, Jesus will call us to arise. Through Jesus' touch, the healing hand of hope, and the guidance of the Holy Spirit, we will be given the ability to stand up, to arise. Talitha cum refers to the transformative power of hope, compassion, and mercy. We are all given the gift of healing. We are all capable of bringing God's healing love to others, to lessen their burdens, to help heal their hearts. May we, with the help of the Spirit, be able to rise to the challenge. I say to you, arise. And that's the homily I had planned and been working on all week. And then this morning, as I was praying for the scriptures, something else came to me, and I was wondering whether to share it or not. But that one verse in the Psalm which said, in the evening there is sadness, and in the morning there is joy. And I think I'm just going to share what I had reflected on this morning. It will only take another minute or so. And you might, I don't know if you recall or not, but there was a song. My singing is terrible. Bear with me. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. Well, I used to sing that song to my children and my grandchildren to awaken them in the morning. Perhaps I should sing it to myself each day as a reminder of God's love and my purpose in life. God calls us to arise, to awaken to ourselves, to the fullness of God's love, to open our eyes to the needs of those around us, to stir ourselves into action, to reach out to bring God's love to others, so that their hearts might also awake and arise to God's glory. So that there was the epilogue.